Alright, here we go. We're going to put the pipe and head, which is a stage 2 flash, into the ECU, and you can see how fast we burn this thing in there. This is probably your first look into actually flashing the CTEC. We do it very efficiently. Jam that thing in there as fast as we can. This is similar to what you'll be doing with the Torque Link setup. All done, flash is in there. Now we can go into a run. Alright, we're going into some sweep runs. On the screen here you'll see blue. Blue is horsepower, red is torque. You'll notice on the first run, like normal, it makes a little bit more torque, and the following runs will make about the same horsepower, but it'll be over to the higher RPM a little bit. So here we go. Like I said, this first run will make quite a bit more torque because the pipe's colder. And you can see it was quite a ways up there. We'll go over what that first cold run was and kind of explain what the difference here. The first run was 178.6 at 8100. That RPM will come up higher and you'll lose a little bit of that torque as the pipe gets hotter, and it's normal. 116.9 at 7900. And here we go into the second run. That head from the better shaped combustion area makes it better the whole way through. And you can really see that gap between the stage 1 and the stage 2 where it is now. So that dotted line on the screen was the stage 1, so just so we could compare back and forth. This run here, 176.9 at 8150, and like I said, the torque was going to drop a little bit. We're at 114.5. That's typical of a hotter pipe. With the head on there, look at that nice flat horsepower curve for clutching 2, running right out to 8500 RPM like nothing. Alright, here we go into the third run. Look at those lines repeat right on top of each other. Now you can tell the pipe's up to operating temperature now just because of the repetitiveness of it. And that's also a good indicator that our tests are valid. That one here, we were at 176.5 at 8200 and 114.5 at 8050. So we'll go into another run. If they all repeat back to back like they are, then we can assume that that's where your power will be, you know, when it gets there. So we can actually, after we're done, maybe we'll readjust the graph. We'll run it the whole way up to 8600 just so you can see, you know, what happens on the grade over rev. You'll see it drop a little bit as you get way up there, but we can do that after this run. All right, here we go into the fourth run. That look like they're all pretty close. We're at 175.9 at 8200, 114 at 8000. On this run, we'll rearrange it so we can actually go up to 8600. And you'll be able to see what kind of over rev this thing has. It takes me a few seconds to make some changes here. Alright, let's go into the little bit higher RPM run and you'll see what happens. So you can see way up there it does drop, and that's why I typically don't go there in the normal runs. But for those of you that are curious, it is still making you know, 169.7 horsepower at 8550. So if you are on the over rev side of it, it's still going to work okay, but you're better off clutching it back just on the right side of the horsepower curve here. So if you're, especially if you're in the deep snow, if you're on a lake on the ice, your radar running, you know, peak torque to peak horsepower is where you want to be. If you're in the softer snow, you definitely want to be a little bit above it. That way when your clutching gets loaded harder, it doesn't drop below that peak torque. This one here we made 176.2 and 114.5 at 8000. So that's the combination of the two, pipe and head with the flash. So after this we'll go into a long pull because everybody seems to like that. And because the horsepower, we're gonna sit we'll go right in that 8350 range or 8300 range. Maybe let's go back to that graph. Let's see where we want to be. Uh, 8200. We're actually going to go 83 because on a longer pull it's going to move up there a little bit anyways. So let's exit out of this and we'll go into the there we go. So you can see it on a long pull, staying right at that 8300 RPM, and maintains you know, 176, 177 early on, and it does drop a little bit, but that's typical. If I would adjust RPM a little bit higher, it may have came back up, but I just want to show you what it holds at the, you know, certain RPM and show you that it is stable, and feel free to hold it for a long time.